Hi everyone. So today we're going to do a band workout. I have one of these on a prior video I did. This class is replicating a class that I teach at the Montpelier Senior Center here in Vermont, and I thought I'd just share a little bit about what we do there, and you can join in some of the class participants who are amazing at moving would asked me if I could post one of these for them so they can get a second workout in during the week. And it makes perfect sense because if you love doing certain movement patterns and they feel good in your body and you're getting results, you'd want to do them maybe 2 times a week, especially if it involves some strength training. So what you'll need for today is a TheraBand. It doesn't have to be TheraBand brand, but some type of a resistance band. And these, when we use these, some of the positionings we'll be doing, you'll need a longer band. So if you have a small band that you've gotten from a PT clinic that you've been using for something and it's only like this big, you might want to consider just getting yourself a longer band. And those, you can find those easy at different places, all right? So as always, you're the best practitioner of your body, so if you're moving through an experience with a rotator cuff or a shoulder or a hip thing or an ankle thing, because we all will, we're humans, and at some point in time, there'll be some things that happen and we'll have to rehab them and make them stronger and such. What I usually recommend is just go with what feels good in your body, but if it's something that you've been told maybe omit for a while, then you just won't do that exercise and you'll enjoy a couple deep breaths while maybe I'm demonstrating something, all right? So I'm Becky, Mindful Movement with Becky, and how we start class is just getting centered. And the reason for that is we want to have this interoception of feeling where our body is and how our body's doing. So we want to experience the movement and guide our bodies through the movement to, yes, get results, but also to be aware if we need to change anything. All right, and that might involve a sensation that's a little uncomfortable, and those sensations are there so that you stop doing what you're doing. We experience sometimes pain, so we stop doing what we're doing, right? So we're gonna just take a moment and drop into the body. So all you're gonna do is take a couple deep breaths in and out. Just really notice after those first couple big inhales and exhales, how you can almost sense and feel your shoulders dropping into their pockets, the shoulder blades. Let's take 2 more long, deep breaths here. Good. All right, so hopefully you've arrived a little more home in the physical body. And if you haven't yet, you'll need a chair for this class, and the chair should have a little freedom on the side. So if you have a chair with big armrest, try to choose, this is my kitchen chair, so try to choose a chair that has some free space on the sides, okay? And also your feet should be able to touch the floor as you're sitting all the way back. So if you're scooted back all the way in your chair and you're kind of like here, maybe take a couple yoga blocks or something to put under your feet, all right? So we're just gonna start by getting some movement into the arms and shoulders by taking a big circle of the shoulders up, around, and back. So we're just moving shoulders up close to the ears, and then we're drawing shoulder blades back. And then let's do this with the arms hanging. So we'll just take them up and around and back. Good, we'll do 2 more here. We're just starting to move gently through the shoulders. We always start with a few good warm-ups before we start to load any of the movements with the resistance band. Good. And then from here, you'll do a big, glad to see you, reach open for the hug, and then give yourself a hug. So you're gonna wrap your arms, do a little bit of this scoop, look down, and then again, open, big reach, reach up, and then wrap the arms, and a little scoop of the spine. So just do this twice more at your own pace. Reach. I'm lifting my heart center forward, and then I'm kind of pressing between the shoulder blades from the sternum back. Good, one more. Reach, reach. Good. And then bring the arms down. Nice. So then slide forward a little bit on your chair. So I'm a little bit more on the edge of the chair. Right hand to the right lap. You're gonna reach forward, up, and all the way back. So we're just gonna start with some big circles of the arms. Good, and then let's do that twice the other way. So we're just gonna go behind us, up and over. Good, big reach, and over. And then we'll just support it on this side and try that other side. Up, over, whichever way you want to start with, because we'll just do two the other way, it doesn't matter. We'll switch right about here. If you're ready, join me for a couple of big rotations back. And you can kind of see I'm circling my arm, but there's a lot of other movement coming, and really feel free to move through your body as much as it feels good. And when we're moving, like add in different things. So we want to start to open up different areas here. All right, from here, bring your legs a little closer together, and you'll cross your arm on one side and then cross your arms. And I've got my palms out. We're going to do a little bit of a cat-cow version here, where you'll round your back. So not only your upper back rounds, but this time, because you're away from the back of your chair, get that low back to reach back. Scoop, and then come forward and reach your arms out and kind of squeeze behind your upper back. So we're just kind of doing this cactus arm, drawing the elbows back. And then other arm on top, and you'll scoop, flex the spine. And then when you're ready, you'll extend the spine by reaching the heart forward and squeezing elbows back and down. So two more of these. Ooh, there's a beautiful monarch butterfly that just flew out the window of my studio, and I think that's a sign. I'm just gonna call it a sign. All right, last one here. Scoop, scoop, scoop. And bring it up and back. Good. All right, so let's do a little bit of wrist circles. So as we're holding the band, we'll stop periodically to kind of stretch out our fingers and our hands. So let's do one of those by interlacing your hands, flipping it out, and then bringing the arms up. And if your elbows need to bend a little bit here, no problem. We're just stretching up. And then let's take a little bit of a side opener, but we'll do that with the band. So now we're gonna start to use the band for a little help. You'll just take the band in your hands and you'll reach the band up, and then invite the left arm to pull the right arm over. And then you'll do it on the other side. So just explore maybe a stretch from the left wrist all the way down to the left hip. Or sometimes you might feel it in different areas, and that's okay too. Good, we'll do one more here. Up and over, nice job. And then from here, we're gonna take the band and flip it behind us, and you're gonna have to catch the back of your chair. So I'm just peeking back there, you can join me. You're gonna hook it on the back of the chair, right around the height of the upper ribs here. Okay, so if the band is down at your waist, pick it up a little. And then you're just gonna take the band, underhand grip, the thumb pointing forward on each side, and we're still a little bit out of our chair. We're gonna hold that. So if you think about it, the band is gonna try to pull you back. You're gonna just honor a little bit of strength in the belly muscles as you press this band, the hands forward. So it's a press exhale, inhale, slowly let the elbows back. So here we are, we're just gonna do a few presses. So in this class, we will experience some pushing. Right here is a nice push. And we'll experience a lot of pulling so that we use our upper back muscles and the back of the shoulders, which sometimes they need a little more work than the front muscles because we do a lot out in front of us. Push and inhale back. Exhale on the exertion, that's that hardest part of the exercise. And then as you start to let off the resistance, inhale back. Good, we'll do 3 more here. Press and bring it back and press and back. So let's do 1 more. Press and back. Good. So from here, you're going to have some resistance on you. So really give it a fair amount of load where you feel like unless you're anchoring yourself and using a brake, that you're being pulled back. So now we're gonna lean back with our upper back and then pull the band forward. So you're just gonna allow your ribs to go back a little bit and then pull the band forward, almost nose over toes here. So we're just gonna experience this little bit of a hip hinge back and forward. Good. We'll do 2 more. Drawing the nose over toes, and 1 more, and forward. Good. All right, well, we have this positioning. Oh, actually, let's do that one standing up. So bring your band around, wiggle out your fingers and wrists, because we were just hanging on to the band for a little while. And then let's stand up. So we've been doing some standing work. It's great for balance challenge. So we'll do the upper back and then we'll switch it to the crossover that I was just gonna do. So from here, we're gonna start to pull. So we were just pushing, now we're gonna pull. I'm gonna invite you into holding a tandem stance. That's all it is it's a fancy word for 1 foot in front of the other. And if that tandem stance on that tightrope feels very unstable, certainly you could have the wall nearby, but your hands are gonna be full with the band. So what you might wanna do instead of the whole toe-heel tandem is bring your legs apart a little bit. So, but your legs are still spliced. So you still have one in front of the other, so you're not quite as stable as you normally would be, but you've got a little bit of an opening here, all right? All right, so pick up your band, and when you're ready, we're gonna go forward with the arms. We're just gonna take shoulders back, and we're gonna start to pull across the chest. Big exhale, inhale, slow to go back. Big exhale. Good, and just keep pulling. Start to sense and feel your shoulder blades kind of moving inward, and then your arms release and shoulder blades might protract a little. Good. Pull strong. You might even pause at that biggest pull. Good. 1 more here. All right, so we're gonna set up the feet the other way. So you're just gonna take your other foot in front. You can see I just did that quick step. Same thing with the arms. We're gonna pull strong. So if you're feeling a little wobbly, like this side for me is a little more wobbly. Typically we choose our strongest side first, just out of habit, and we usually have one side that we work with better than the other, a more dominant side if you wanna call it that. And it's just about navigating the little nuances of that instability. It's not about needing to stay super straight, just becoming familiar with these little movements that we adjust and make along the way. Good, last one there. Whew, all right, march that out. Take a couple of shoulder rolls back and down. Or wiggle it out. You can wiggle the hands out a little. Good. All right, and then the next one for a little bit of challenge with the balance and a little bit of mobility in the torso is just going to be holding a lunge. So all I'm doing is putting one foot forward, sending one leg back. I'm going to use my band here. Remembering, same idea here. If you're in a tightrope position, one line, the heel to the other foot, that's going to feel more unstable than taking this lunge a little wider, all right? And you can certainly have that base of support here. Hands on the bands, you're gonna reach up, inhale. You're gonna take a look to the right on the exhale. And then you're gonna let the arms go down, inhale. You're gonna reach up, rotate back to the front, and bring it down. All right, so we're just getting a little spinal rotation with this big reach of the arms, rotate, and then arms down. Good, we're gonna do one more, and then that third one will add a little bit of a back stretch. So it's gonna be like a reverse warrior. So it's a big reach up with the arms, a little bit of that torso rotation. Stay here, and then let the back arm pull you up and down to the front. So you're gonna think away from your bent knee position. That back arm is just inviting that front arm to go up and over. Take another breath here. Good, and then bring yourself center and rotate to the front and bring it down. All right, bring it in and march it out. We're just gonna swap it. Other leg in front, other leg in back. So the back leg is more straight than the front leg. Big reach up. It's just that little rotation and then arms down. Good, big reach up, rotation to the front and arms down. Good, so keep exploring as you reach your arms up. Sometimes one arm is gonna wanna help the other arm to get to that full range of motion, and that's the great thing about using the band. Because as you reach the arms up, one of your arms might not like to go all the way into your full range, and the other arm will help it. It's a little sneaky way to build a little end range mobility. All right, so here's this last one where we rotate open, but the back arm helps the front arm lift up and back. A little bit of this side stretch. Big breath in. Long breath out. And one more big breath in. And long breath out. Good, go ahead, come back with the band, rotate to the front and bring it down and march it out. All right, sometimes we fold the band in half to make it shorter and a little more convenient. That's what we're gonna do now. You're gonna take your hands behind you, hang on to the band and take the arms down. All right, so we're just bringing those shoulder blades down. And from here, all I want you to do is march with this real upright posture. So I turn to the side so you can see. You don't have to rotate it if you don't want, or you could march and kind of look left and right with your body, because that will be using another turning and walking, which we sometimes do in life. So you could do that. You could march forward, keeping those arms back and down. You might turn and discover a little sensation of a balance challenge that way. We're gonna do two more and one more here. Good. All right, take a moment, wiggle that out. Next thing you'll do is keep your hips forward and reach your arms back. Big breath in. And a long, slow breath out as you melt the arms back to your hips. Good. Again, reach the arms, keep everything out still. Take a breath in. And slowly melt the arms back. Good. All right, bring your arms forward. We'll keep the double band fold. March it out a little bit. This one's gonna be at least outer hip distance for the feet. And all you're gonna do is bend the knees a little, send the band forward, but your hips back. Hip hinge back, and then you'll pull the band in as you stand. So once again, the knees can soften a little. You're gonna get long with your torso, and then hips are moving away from the crown of your head. So the idea is to build a little bit of a tabletop position with your back, and the sits bones go behind you. Good. 2 more here. Hip hinge back, a little bit of that forward reach on the band, and pull in, and last one here. Reach, and back. Good. All right, take a shoulder roll back and down. We're gonna take it and step on it. This is one reason we need a long band. Gonna step on it and anchor it under our feet. I'm turning this way so you can see me. Your thumbs are gonna grip down, so you're holding your thumb downward. And then you're gonna bend the knees a little, similar to the move you were just doing, a little bit of that hip hinge back, and now you're gonna pull the band through to the ceiling. So we're gonna pull, exhale, inhale, release. For the head, neck, you just wanna be looking, gazing out at the floor in front, just so your head isn't too hyperextended or kind of dumping and flexing. So we just try to keep the line of the spine here with the neck. All right, so we're gonna pull, and we'll do 3 more. Big pull. And let's do 1 more here. All right, press and stand. Step off the band and put the band in your chair with a nice wide swath, because you're gonna sit on it for your anchor. So now you're gonna sit on the band, and we just did a few kind of pulling exercises. You'll take the band in your hands, go ahead, have a little bit of an incline. So I have a small space in my low back here, and we're gonna take the band and press at an angle. So this is gonna be hard to see from there. Let me turn this way. So you're a little bit here and you're pressing, exhale. Inhale, let the elbows pull back. On the exhale, punch your fist towards the wall, where the wall and the ceiling kind of meet. And you're just gonna keep eyes tracking forward. Inhale, exhale, press the band away. Good. Inhale, press at that angle. Good. Inhale, and press. How about 2 more? Give me 2 more. Yes, you can. Here we go. 1 and 2. All right, the harder it is, the more my voice changes. So from here, let's take a moment. Let the band just be across your lap. We're gonna take the arms, lean forward, reach around us for your chair, and lean out. So you just wanna give yourself a nice stretch here to the front of the shoulders. Big breath. Inhale, exhale. Good, and then we're gonna oppose that with a little bit of a rounded spine. So now you're gonna interlace, flip out the hands, and give yourself a little scoop to the spine. Little cat shape. Breathe deeply here. And then slowly go ahead and relax the arms. Okay, so let's do, we're working here. Let's go a little more to the back body. Slide that band out underneath your thighs. So it was anchored here. Now you're just gonna pull it forward. So if you could floss the back of your hamstrings. Not that you would floss your hamstrings, but we're just gonna bring the band there. That's the anchor point. We're gonna take our thumbs and turn them up. So up, and then you're gonna lean forward, straighten the arms, and you're gonna pull and then bring it back. And then pull and bring it back. You're kind of casting your gaze out over your toes. I'm gonna turn this way so you can see what this looks like this way. pull, good. One more with this grip, pull, and then we're gonna go down with the grip. So pinkies up, thumbs down. Lean forward, and again, pull. Just kind of check out. Notice if it feels any different. Good. We're gonna keep going here. Pull, and pull. We'll do 2 more, and 1 more. Good, let's give the arms a break. So, lots of work there. So from here, we're gonna take the band, bring the feet together, bring the knees together, and we're just gonna tie it off, okay? So you're gonna make a bow. It's gonna be easier to get out if you have a bow, trust me. Make a bow, and then we're gonna sit on the edge of your seat. We're gonna widen the feet. I don't know if you can see this on this. Let's see if I move back. I think you can there. We're gonna widen the feet and try to keep our knees in line with our hip bones, so the interior of our hip. So not like really wide like the outer hip, but more that inside area. And then we're just gonna come forward a little. We're gonna pull open with one leg, and that foot goes to the outer edge of the foot, and then slowly bring it back. And we're gonna alternate these. So we're gonna go left, right. Holding onto your chair sometimes can be helpful on this because we have the responsibility of holding the trunk of the body up while we're working and moving through the hip. Good. Good. And just play around with thinking, how far can I get it to go without moving anything else, and then coming back. How far can I get it to go? And you might even notice the side that's not moving it's being the anchor, so it also has to just kind of stabilize and hold, and it has maybe a little sensation to that. Who knows? The body is mysterious. Good. All right, one more each side. Out and out. Good. And then walk the legs closer and walk them to the left. We'll do a little twist here. So knees are gonna, both of them point to the left. Left hand will come to the outer. You could even do palm out. I like that. Get tall first. Zip up tall, thread through the head. And then you can start to rotate towards the right. Big breath in. Let the breath go. One more. All right, we'll just do the same thing on the other side. So you'll undo the twist and walk the feet, legs to the other side. Take the right hand on the outer edge. You might even leverage with your chair or not. Up to you. We're looking to the left. You might even take the chin a little bit closer to the left shoulder, getting that spinal twist all the way through the neck spine. Good. And then slowly coming back to the center. All right. So take a moment here and slide this down above the ankles, below the knees. And on this one, we're gonna do standing. So I want you to be mindful that there is a little bit of slack here and loose band. So be mindful when you're kind of maneuvering that you don't get tripped up on that. So you kind of have to walk like a penguin because we're going to use your chair for a little help. So get to a place where you can take your chair and have your chair for a little help. We're going to stand facing forward and stand on the left foot first. So we're going to keep working the outer hip by doing these presses this way. This left hip is also going to work because we're standing on that leg. So we're just doing these little presses, and then look at your right foot. See if your right foot can stay pointing forward. Good. These aren't very big. We're just doing these small presses out. Maybe one more. Good. All right, take a moment to wiggle out the hips. So stretch into one side, then the other. So you could just literally do this and reposition yourself. I'm not gonna keep my back to you, so I'm doing this. We're just setting up on the other side. Right leg's your standing leg. Here's that left leg moving out. We're just gonna peek down at it just to make sure. Sometimes what happens is this leg wants to turn open and get all the movement from maybe a strong, large muscle group. We're just gonna see about keeping it into the outer hip. So we already worked the right hip, so you might notice just standing on it is sending it some feelings. We'll just call them feelings. One more. Okay, once again, do a little hula hoop here. We want to just wiggle into that efforting of the hips. Out and around. And out and around. Good. So we're going to work a little bit of the back of the chain, the legs and the glutes. This is another one where we're going to stand on one leg and you're just, I don't know if you can see, I just kind of took my band from my ankle and I'm flipping it to my foot. So I'm standing on my left foot. I'm facing my chair. I've got the band sort of in the arch of my foot. And now what I'm going to do is see if I can keep a nice, strong, level pelvis, and I'm going to kick. So I'm literally trying to kick something behind me. Obviously, the band is adding a little bit of resistance. So I'll let you in on a secret. You don't even have to use the band with this. If you want to take your foot out of the band because your hamstrings are having thoughts about this, you could just get rid of the band. So let's do 3 more. 3, 2, 1. That means it's really hard because you heard my voice change. I'm starting to talk like a character on some Disney movie. Wiggle, wiggle. Okay. So standing on the right leg, I'm flipping the band to the foot on the other side. Then I'm going to try to lengthen my tailbone, keep that, and then kick, kick. Got a little bit of a knee flexion, which just means my knee is bent. I'm just peeking down because I want to try to keep that, remember that space we talked about, trying to keep the hips, the legs right underneath hips. I'm trying to keep that. I'm moving my chair because I'm feeling a little unstable. All right, last 3, 2, 1, ha. Okay, I want you to go ahead and just kick the band out of the way. By now, you're like, I don't know if it's friend or foe, right? It's really your friend. All right, wiggle out the hips. We're just gonna do a little stretch. It's a pyramid stretch. So if you know yoga, we'll take the right leg forward, left leg back. So here's that lunge again, but instead of it being a classic warrior lunge, your right leg is gonna be straight and the left leg is gonna be straight. And then you're gonna start to lower into the hip hinge. So we've done this move before. The trunk of the body is gonna come forward and we're gonna keep moving hips back. Now you could soften the right knee. My right knee sometimes locks out because I have an old ski injury. So if mine's hyperextending, I'm gonna soften my knee, but I'm still gonna reach my sits bones back, which is gonna bring a little bit of sensation to the back of the leg. I'm just gonna stretch here for a moment. I'm taking some big breaths. How about you? One more big breath in and out. And then make sure you have hold of your chair. Come on up. Move around a little. Left foot forward, right foot back. The toes are all pointing forward. Here's your hip hinge and the lowering of the torso. I'm gonna soften that left knee just a little. I don't wanna hang out in a hyperextension, but I'm still gonna get plenty of feeling into hamstrings here, all right? So find your perfect stretch, and your perfect stretch might look like this. You might be up a little higher here, already sensing. If you are over 6 feet tall, generally speaking, you don't need to lie down like this at all, right? So your leverage point might be a little bit here, and you're just keeping this idea of moving hips back, heart a little forward. All right, a couple more deep breaths. When you're ready, come on up. Shake out the legs. Okay, so go ahead and get your band. And sometimes we do an exercise with the band loop for our upper body, but some of you don't know me and I don't want you to not like me. So we'll skip that one. All right, so we're gonna undo the band and we'll do another balance challenge with an overhead pull down. So follow me, following the leader, the leader. Actually, the students are the leader in this class. When I see them doing something that looks really good and it's a modification I haven't thought of, I steal it from them and then they become the guru. They don't know that though, so don't tell them. So here's what we're doing. We're gonna do tandem again. We're gonna lift the arms overhead and we'll do a big pull down in front of the chest and then a slow up. Now remember, you could widen that staggered stance. Staggered stance could be wider and it could be totally fine. It doesn't matter. Challenge yourself where you would like. Good. One more before we switch feet. Pull down. Slow to return, and then it's a quick other leg in front and 4 more. Pull, release, and pull, release. All right, I lost count, so this might be a bonus or not. I was trying to do 4 on each side. 4 with each lead leg. It doesn't matter though if you get a bonus. We like bonuses. Yes, we do. Okay, let that go. All right, so let's pull up a chair. I'm just gonna sit sideways so you can kind of get a sense of this next one. So cruising into the end, we'll finish up with this. Let's see, maybe we'll do 2 more. Let's do the catch of the foot. So try to get the top of your foot. So it looks like this above the arch, all right? And then you're gonna, one end is in each hand and you're gonna pull and then you're gonna let that stretch and then you're gonna push it. So it's a dorsiflexion, those toes to nose, and then press, plantar flexion. Good. All right, so then we'll keep it in neutral and then turn it in a little bit of a directional pattern. So we're gonna go instep faces in, so a little eversion, inversion, and then turn. So essentially you're doing trying to do big circles with that ankle joint. One more. Okay, side 2, I'm gonna step in, step out. Get it where you need it to be, anchor it, pull that tension on it, and then toes towards nose, press. And if you love that calf Achilles stretch, you can kind of hang out there. Good. Well, strengthening your foot for when you want to go really fast in your car and you're like, when you're pushing down on the gas pedal. Actually, this is really good for just the walking gait when you're walking around, having this mobility. Okay, and then the A little bit of this inversion, eversion. Oh, and look at that. My left foot isn't as efficient with this movement as my right. Isn't that funny? Funny, funny. Switch your direction. Come on, left foot, ankle, what you got? Last one. Okay, undo. So that was a lot of holding. So wiggle out your fingers. Sometimes I even give my the tissue of my fingers and hands a little bit of this massage, self massage, and then I wiggle it out. Okay, I promised one last one. The band is gonna go underneath your legs, but it's gonna be held by the seat of your chair. So I just kind of hooked the band on the chair, and then I'm sitting forward, and I'm gonna go forward a little more. So we did this in that stand up, pull to the ceiling, same idea. We're gonna push the arms back and then bring it in. Exhale, press, inhale, and you certainly can let go of some of that tension. I had a lot on there. I don't want that much on today, really, because I just taught the class yesterday and I'm feeling it. See, I feel things too. We're gonna do 4 more, and 3, 2, 1. Last one. Okay. Ha. So take your band, take a moment and just let your shoulders and body move in mysterious ways that feels good for you. Everybody should look a little different. All right. Let's throw away the band. Well, not throw it away, but just put it down. We'll take this last chest opener. Pretend you have back pockets, and you're gonna put your hands in them, and then you're gonna squeeze your elbows towards one another like you're holding a kickball, and then you're just going to pause for a couple breaths here. Really get a sense of feet on the floor, a little widening through the front of the upper chest. Give your elbows one more little squeeze inward for this last deep breath. Use the breath for some expansive stretching from the inside out. Fill the lungs and then let it go. All right, take your hands forward, wiggle it out. All right, so that was a similar class to what I would teach for the band class at the Montpelier Senior Center. If you are local and you would love to join us, there are new classes starting in the fall. Like I think the registration opens next week, and then so we're around August 23 today, so you can go online and look that up. Once again, I am Becky with Mindful Movement with Becky, and I teach a lot of strength training with the band, and my weights are down there. So I also teach with weights if you're somebody who loves that and wants to jump in. I have an online class every Monday night called Women on Weights. And that's where we use our dumbbell sets to I create programs to move us into feeling stronger. So, okay, I think that's about it. Let me know if you have questions. Come visit me, chat me up, email me. I would love to hear from you. Have a great rest of your day and use this video as much as you want. It's free.